All right, you beautiful people, welcome back. We are back with modding and sins of Solar Empire 2. Today we are going to learn how to make our mod a local mod, to where we can turn it on and off. We're going to use the same mod in the last tutorial that I done for y'all on how to put pew pews on your ships and stuff. We're going to use that same mod. But we're going to make it a local mod. Okay. So with that being said, um, we're going to do a few things. Let me grab this live link thingy right here and push that over to my Discord real quick and let them know that I'm streaming, because I have a few people over there that absolutely adore and love these live streams on modding Sins of the Solar Empire. So let's get that squared away real quick. And for those of y'all that are just dying to know, tonight's coffee, well, this morning's coffee is hazelnut. Yes, good stuff. And Booker says hi to all you beautiful peoples. So here we go. There's my screenshot. There we go. Let's go ahead and close Discord out. We don't need to be using the bandwidth on that. All right. So if you look on the screen right now, you see a text file. For all intents and purposes, it's actually a dot mod underscore meta underscore data file. See right over here, right there. Okay, well, I'm going to show y'all how to make one of those, okay? So without further ado, let's get started. But before we do, you remember that backup that I done? Desktop backup meshes and entities. You remember that? Well, we're going to go ahead and just copy them over here to our mod, not our mod, but our actual directory. We're going to restore our original Sins 2 directory real quick while we're doing that. But yes, if you look over here on the left, right here, this is, yes, we want to go ahead and replace all those files. This is where Sins stores local mods. Sins 2, I should say. I keep saying Sins, but some of y'all might get confused with regular Sins because they absolutely store them in. Actually, Sins 2 stores mods in two different locations. One is the mod.io website mod where Sins 2 mods are at, that you can download for the game, because I don't think that they have a Steam Workshop yet. We can look real quick and see. No, they do not. See, if they had a workshop where you could download mods on Steam, it would be right here. However, with that being said, this applies for both Epic version and Steam words. It applies for both versions of the game. We can go ahead and close that out. We don't need that. Okay, so where the local mod, well, there's actually two local folders. One is the mod IO website where you get all your Sins mods from the internet, and then the actual local, you created the mod, blah blah blah, la da dee, la da da type stuff. Okay, so the actual mod, so we're going to refer that to the local. As you can see, I have a few local mods up here that I've been kind of tinkering around with, just exploring and all that stuff, so I could bring you beautiful people this wonderful content that you enjoy so much. Because let's face it, folks, there's not many, short of the videos that I put out there for y'all, of how to mod Sins of the Solar Empire 2. I don't know why people just aren't interested in creating those videos, but I'll get them videos out there for you. So, all right, So in order to find your local mod folder, you can do in this field right here, you type um, %, which is shift 5 app data %, which is shift 5 again, and you can hit enter. Okay, it'll take you to the app data Roman folder. We want to you can either click right here on the app data, or you can go right here to the up arrow to go up one. We want to go to the local folder right there. Okay, then we want to go down here to the sends to folder. Okay, everything should be in alphabetical order. If it's not, just click this little area right here and it'll switch things around and put it in alphabetical order for you. So you just scroll down here, look for your sends to right here. Okay, you can tell this one here's been modified earlier today. Well, like 10 minutes ago, because I got everything staged up for you beautiful people. So just double click on this and you'll have these folders right here. That's where Sends 2 stores all your stuff. Sends 1, Sends of the Solar Empire Rebellion, stored everything in the My Documents, My Games, Ironclad Games folder. Well, Sends 2 stores everything in this folder. Okay, and then you should have a mods folder right here. If you don't, it's easy. All you got to do is just right click and go to new folder and name it mods, like this folder right here. Okay, well, I already have one created because, like I said, I have 10 gigabytes of mods in there. See, 10 gigabytes of mods. All right, now, whenever you open that folder, unless you've tinkered with other mods or whatever and all that stuff, you shouldn't have nothing in that folder. So what you want to do is you want to go ahead and create a folder, right? New folder, and then name it the new folder, capital T, capital E, capital C. Okay, just like that. Then whenever you get it named like that, these folders won't be here. Matter of fact, we can go ahead and delete these out of here, so it doesn't confuse us. Okay, there you go. So your folder should look like that now. And then whenever you go into this folder, you want to double click right there. Now you won't have these two files right. You won't have nothing in this folder. You got to create that. Over here, create new, which I don't have the new text document option for whatever silly reason. I don't have it, but that's easy because all you got to do is let's see. Let me grab a text document. Let's see. Oh, I know where I can grab one here. Let's minimize that. This is a perfect example right here. So let's just grab this guy right here. Okay. There we go. Okay. Okay. So if you've created a new a new text file, it will look like that. New.text. Okay. So what you do is you just go right here to this text file, right click, rename it, and then what I like to do, because I like using shortcuts, Control A to select everything. Then you want to put, it is very important, folks, listen to these instructions. You want to put dot mod underscore, which is the shift key and the minus key, and it gives you the underscore, meta, META, underscore, if you can't read my screen, if you can't read it, I'm spelling it out for you. And what I'm going to do is I put data, and then I'm going to put, actually I'm going to put a one right there in front of mod, you won't do that on yours, okay? I'm just doing that so I don't destroy my mod metadata. All right, and just hit enter, okay? And then whenever you do, which I'm going to go ahead and delete this, when you do, then you absolutely will create a dot mod underscore meta underscore data file just like that, okay? When you bring your folder up, it'll look just like that, okay? You have to do some things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my web browser up real quick. I'm going to go to my channel. Actually, yeah, I'm going to go to my channel. Okay, I'm going to view my video. Actually, yeah, I'm going to go to my There channel. I am, handsome fella. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to can I edit this while I'm live streaming? No, I can't. All right. Well, what I'll do is after the stream, I'll copy this into the descriptions of the video after the stream. But you want to, and I'll zoom this in for you so you can see. You want to open bracket, enter, then you want to one, 2, 3, 4 spaces underneath the. Once you put your open bracket there and hit enter, you'll go to the next line, and you want to hit the space bar 4 times. Guys, this is very important because the coding is very, very sensitive. It is like stupid sensitive, okay? Like crazy stupid sensitive. So with that being said, you want to type it in just like this. What is that? Quotation mark, compatibility, version, underscore version, quotation mark, colon, space, 2, comma. Okay, and you want to do that with each and every line, and I'll pause. Well, I won't pause the video, but you can pause the video, and you can type it all out. Now, between the quotation marks right here, and right here, and also right here, you can put in anything that you want to put in, okay? It does not matter. That is up to you to decide, or you can put it in there just like I have now in this live stream and come back and change it later, okay? Now, the logos, you won't have that. So what you would do on yours in the logo is you would set your logos up just like that, okay? You won't copy mine that I have because you don't have those pictures in your mod folder. That will be for another video, another tutorial. So with that being said, let me take a swig of this coffee real quick while y'all catch up. That's some good coffee, folks. Good coffee. All right. So now, once you have it all set up, I'm going to undo mine and put it back to how it was, okay? We're going to minimize this out of the way, okay? Now, the only file that you should have in your TEC mod folder is the mod underscore meta underscore data file that you just created. That's the only file that you should have in there, okay? Now, what you do, and I've showed y'all in other videos how to find your scenes folders via using Epic Game Launcher as well as the Steam app. Okay, so now what you want to do is you want to navigate to whether it's Epic. Take your time. I'll wait for you to get there. Or if it's your Steam app, you have Sins of the Solar Empire 2 on Steam, which in this case, this is the version that I'm using right now. You want to go into that main folder, and you want to click on your entities and your meshes. Okay, you want to select both of them. Whatever you do, guys, do not cut and paste. You want to right click and copy, and then go over here to your mod folder, right click and paste. Okay, make sure that you do that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and close my main Sims game out. Okay, I'm going to close that folder out, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this folder right over here because it helps me be able to read it better, because my reading glasses don't really work all that well as far as seeing things fairly far away. So, okay, now that we've got that tended to and all that good stuff, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and open up our Sins of the Solar Empire 2. I'm not sure how to use the dev functions in the Epic Game Launcher version of Sins of the Solar Empire, but in Steam, you just click the little arrow right here and then check mark use dev exe, but you don't have to run it in dev. You don't have to run it in dev mode at all, guys. So we're not going to do anything. We're going to, every time we make a change, we're going to exit out of the game. We're going to load it back up just like I've been doing in previous episodes of modding Sins of the Solar Empire 2. Alright, let's go ahead and get that done. Alright, now, and if I seem like my vision's a little slurred or I'm losing focus, guys, the VA put me on 8 different meds this past couple of weeks or whatever, so I do apologize for that, but you know, it's just the nature of the beast. So while I'm acclimating to the new meds, I might sound like I'm distracted or speech might be slurred a little bit. Just bear with me and have patience and understanding. Alright, so when you load your sins up, it will look something like this, hopefully, maybe. Let's go ahead and click on this modding tab. And I haven't, well, yeah, I have. Alright, so we don't want to worry about this. This is the mod IO that I was telling you about. This section right here saves your mods that you download through mod IO in a totally, completely different folder. We'll get to that in another stream. That's not what tonight's stream is about. Okay, now right here on the Manage tab, we want to click that, and the only mod that you should have up here now is if you've named your meta data file like just like mine, it should say live stream modding. Okay, now before we get into that, I want to go ahead and test the game without the mod turned on to make sure that we made backups. We installed the backups properly and all that stuff that we made, because if you followed along with me in the last stream when I was showing you how to use Blender to put various weapons on your ships and stuff like that, then you would have excuse me, you would have written over your original files in the actual scenes Sins2 directory. If you followed along with me at the beginning of this stream, then you would have rewrote those files that we modified in the last stream in the actual main Sins2 directory. We would have rewrote those back to vanilla if you followed along with me on the two folders, the mesh and the entity folders that we made a backup on the desktop, and we drug them over there. It would be back to your regular vanilla game. Okay. Now, what I had done, as I'd mentioned in the earlier previous stream, and I kind of got things a little backwards, is what I done when I set all this up is I took the modded files, the entity and the mesh files, and I copied the entities and the mesh folders from the sins directory that we modded last stream. I copied those folders over into the mods folders, and I just now it dawned on me that I was told y'all to overwrite this. So if whenever you do your mod and you turn it on and nothing's different, that would be why, guys. Don't freak out. You'll just have to go and follow my modding tutorial in my last video and redo the mesh model and the entity file to the respective mesh that you modify and all that stuff. Guys, I apologize for not mentioning this sooner. So my bad. Remember the meds I was telling you about? But we're going to get through this, folks. We are absolutely going to get through this. All right, now the reason why mine's taking so long to load, and your game should take just as long, if not longer, to load also, is because when we reset our factory game settings back to the originals, the first time it takes time to load those meshes up. Now when we turn our mod on, it's going to take time to do that also. Alright, so everything's back to vanilla. Okay, so we're good. Now what we can do is we can go ahead and quick game. Yeah, let's quick game. Okay, close, and then we go to our modding, and then we're going to click that arrow, and then we're going to apply changes, just like that. That's how easy it is to turn the mod on. Now, this might come up or whatever. We'll just see what it is. All right. Let's see. Entities. TECs. Entities. Flight pattern dot entity manifest. Okay. Well, what we can do is we can go into our mod folder, and we can kind of just move this around to where we can read that. All right, and we are looking for entities flight. So let's go down here to the F section, right down here. Okay, and we're going to just have a look-see at that and just see what that is. What is that all about? Okay. Well, that's an awful lot of scrolling. DLC. Okay, sorry. All right, so here we go, and we're looking for flight underscore pattern. Flight underscore pattern dot entity manifest. Yes. So we're going to go ahead and open that up. Okay, let's kind of minimize this so we can move this around on the screen. ID mirror down. Okay, duplicate ID found in entity manifest. Okay. duplicate ID found in entity manifest. I'm not really sure what that is because the file's right. The file is absolutely correct in how it's supposed to be. So that might just be like a hard-coded game. I've never seen that error before. Okay, so let's go ahead and skip it. Duplicate ID found. Start mode, entity manifest, basic start mode. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and skip all those because those are all correct. Okay? All right, now, let's close that menu. Now, let's go ahead and see if the mod is activated now. And we'll know that as soon as we build our first ship, which I actually done some more work on the model, which was the battleship for the TEC faction. I done more work. Well, actually, I done a considerable bit of work off camera and all that stuff. So, man, that's just a gorgeous picture right there, isn't it? That is absolutely a gorgeous picture. Yes, it is. Then, once I get more familiar with Blender, I will actually do some tutorials on Blender with Sins 2 and help you modify and actually mod the ships. Unit skin traders, capital ship, weakened mass child, turn mount 2. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. So let's go ahead and go back to our folder. Let's go ahead and close. Well, before we close that, let's go ahead and Control O and open. Uh, Alright, let's see. Trader. If we just copy that over to our Notepad++. Okay, right over here in the search entities. Alright, let's see. That's going to be right here. Alright, now let's go ahead and move this over here. There we go. Alright, now unit skin equals trader battle capital ship weapon trader battle capital ship heavy gauze. Okay, so let's just have a look see at that real quick. It'll be pull up this again. All right, let me kind of zoom that in a little bit so I can actually thumb through this file. We are looking for child gauze 2. So let's find our weapons right here. Okay. All right, child dot gauze turret mount 0. We need 2. This is 1. This is 2. Okay. So now, we're going to go ahead and skip that for now. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and just exit to the desktop real quick. And then we'll restart the game. Okay. And it might be because when we activated the mod, we probably should have restarted the game. like I said, guys, this is all a learning process. Okay, we already went through all that stuff. Alright. Now, we know that our mod is activated. Okay, see, we know our mod's activated because we activated that earlier together. So let's go ahead and jump back in here again and let's see if it's going to work this time. Because remember, I didn't restart the game after I turned the mod on. And remember, my version is the same files that we changed in the last stream. We changed it all in Blender. So let's go ahead and get this bad boy up again. Alright. So, if you noticed, nothing went crazy, wild, stupid, and all that. So I just had to restart the game. Alright, so let's go ahead and pause this bad boy real quick. And I will show you what all I done. I put some pew-pews on this side. Some pew-pews there, some pew-pews there, some pew-pews there and there. Okay. Some pew-pews there. Some pew-pews on the bottom. Yes. Then I moved back here and I put some pew-pews there, and yes, they cover almost 360 around the back of the ship and stuff like that. Okay, I'm digging what I've done so far. I'm really liking it. I'm not quite so sure about these lovely fellows, these big old huge gargantuan guns. I don't know, but what we'll do is we'll go ahead and send this bad boy, I don't know, say over here for example, and give y'all a little look-see at what it looks like. Oh, let's unpause the game and let y'all see what the pew-pews look like now that we got bunches of pew-pews on there. Oh yeah. Okay. Yep, let's get over there. So zoom. Warp, warp, warp. Wow, so it looks like we got two ships over here. Alright, beautiful. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of move right there. That way we can see the weapons on both sides of the ship. Pew pew. Okay. Well, they're going to move a little bit faster than me. See? Look at all them pew pews. See? That's a battleship right there. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing that out there, folks. That's a battleship. I love the way those guns sound, though. I really do. I love the way they sound. Alright, so where is oh, did we already alleviate one? So we're gonna try to keep him turning to the right because we want to watch the, well, we ain't gonna be able to watch nothing, folks. Alright, you know what? Let's see. Let's go over here. Let's fast forward it. Cause see, there's a bunch of pew pew peoples over there we can go pew pew at. Like I said, I'm just showing y'all the model that I done off camera, which is the same one. All right, let's go ahead and slow that down. There we go. Let's get real slow with it. All right, now we got a whole bunch of people coming over here to join the fight, so let's go ahead and move our ship right over here. Kind of speed it up a little bit. We're gonna move our ship over here. Okay, reason we're doing that is that way all the weapons. There you go. See, you can see all the weapons are firing on every direction. So it gives it really good coverage for a battleship. Okay. We slowed the game down, so that's why it might sound like it's dragging or whatever. So let's go ahead and spin it up to regular time. Excuse me. Alright, so I'm not so sure about 4 of these turrets, but the rest of them I'm very pleased and satisfied with them. So I would say that's a success right there, guys. So now we're going to go ahead and exit to desktop. Okay. All right. And we can go ahead and close this file, and I'm going to leave that open that way I can put that in the descriptions for y'all. All right. Now, we want to go ahead and go back to our Blender. Okay. You can select general if you want to. I usually just click off the screen. And we want to just select all these and just delete. You can just type the X button if you want to, or the X key. All right, and now what we want to do is we want to go through let's see, app data, local, and we want to find our Sins2 folder, because remember we changed the folder to our mod folder. So we just go down here and find, you can probably just click up here and just type Sins2, and then our mods folder and our TC folder, and then our meshes folder. All right, and then we want to bookmark that, and then this bookmark, we can go ahead and delete that bookmark because we don't need it now. Okay, and now we want to go down here to our trader. Remember, everything, the TC is all trader faction now. And we want to find our colony battleship. Colony trader, colony capital ship right there. All right, we want to go ahead and import that lovely beast just like so. Okay. I am not sure why that is doing that. I don't know why. But it does. But I don't know if I done something with my thing. I don't even know how to undo it. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this all out. Okay. Now let's see. Shortcut to CNS2. Origin Games. Open file location. CNS2. CNS testing. Here we go. I'm going to copy this mesh over to the other, to our mod folder real quick, like. And this is why, guys, you make a backup colony capital. Okay, let's go ahead and copy that over here real quick. Yes, I want to go ahead and replace that. All right. And then I want to go ahead and go back to my entity files. Now let's go ahead and open Blender again. Go ahead and hit General. Okay. Delete all that because we won't need it. Sons of Solar Empire. Trader underscore Colony, capital ship. Okay. Take a second to load in. And for some reason, it's doing it again. That is interesting. Okay. Very, very interesting. Well, let's do this. I don't know why it's doing that. I really don't. I don't know how to undo it. It's saying error. Isn't that what that's saying? Error, error, error. Well, let's do something real quick. Let's go ahead and export this mesh. Okay. All right. We're just going to minimize this for right now. Oh, it's still exporting. My bad. Oh, you know what? You know what, guys? I think I know why it's doing that. Let's go right here, library, sends, manage, browse local files. Let's grab the textures and texture animations. Okay, let's go ahead and copy them. And let's put those in the mod folder also. And that's probably why it ain't showing that, because it's looking for the folders for the textures, and those folders aren't there. Well, that's a lot of stuff. And you know, if I would have just actually found the textures, I could have just made a folder, textures or whatever, and just copied just the textures and all that stuff. It would have been the easier way to do it and all that stuff. And you know, we can streamline the mod and trim down the mod later on, but we're not sure how long we want to go with this mod or how much we want to do. So let's just go ahead and throw them all over there. That way, we have them all over there, and then we'll just take note of what we don't use, and the files that we don't use, we'll just delete them out of those respective folders. But right now, we're going to go here, excuse me, to the coffee pot. We're going to get another cup of coffee, folks. Why? Because we can. Yeah. All right. So, we're going to have to throw that in the old microwave real quick and give it a little nuke. All right. Put that on there. Good stuff.
Mic off. Mic on.
Where's my spoon? I gotta give it a little rinse real quickly. Yeah, the microwave is done nuking the coffee. Folks, we're gonna have to go easy on the sugar tonight with our coffee, because we're almost out of sugar. All right. Excuse me. So we have Italian sweet cream, hazelnut, sometime a Planet Oats oat milk creamer, French vanilla. You know what? let's go with some French vanilla. Let's spice it up and live dangerously. Yeah, how about that? That's what we're gonna do. Yeah, there we go. All right, so the next cup of coffee is gonna be French vanilla. While we're waiting on the files to finish copying over, and it's always better to copy more files than you need, and then go back later and just remove the files that you don't need or anything like that. Okay, so all right, now that I got every light in the house on and all that stuff, let's see if that model will load up now in Blender without acting all wonkified and all that stuff. How about that? Let's do that. Go ahead and open our shit. All right, we'll go ahead and close that one down because we don't need that one. We don't want to save it. General. All right, the reason when we loaded it back up, it loaded everything back up in respect to everything. So, all right, do. Let's go back down and now, come on, click right there. You go. Go down to Trader Colony. Nope. Colony Capital right there. All right. That should fix our texture problem. Really? Oh, well, apparently it didn't fix the texture problem. Oh shit, we exported it, didn't we? Oh yeah. We exported it. That's right. Let's go ahead and close that back down. I forgot we'd exported it and all that stuff. Let's go ahead and load the game up and see what that ship looks like in the game. I forgot all about exporting it out the first time to shit. I'm telling y'all guys, the meds make me lose track and lose focus, and I apologize. There's nothing I can really do about it. All right. One of these days I'm gonna learn how to turn that off. All right, let's go ahead and load it up. I think that it's gonna be all wonkified because when it starts doing that, it's because the UVs. It's what it's called, the UVs that what it is coordinates for the texture to fit on the model properly is all wonkified and all that stuff. So that's the ship that we're doing. All right, let's just have a look see at it. Well, everything looks all right, like it's supposed to be. Okay, well, let's test drive it and see, guys. All right, so let's go ahead and get our blender back open again. General, get that out of there. Let's delete. There we go. All right. Let's put that bad boy back in here. Go to our favorite area, our mods folders, the folder we're going to. See, when these things happen on stream here, we get to troubleshoot it together. So when these things happen, don't lose patience, guys, because we absolutely can look and see what does what and all that stuff. See the battleship, carrier, capital. That's the one. No, the carrier capital is not the one. It's the colony capital. Yes, this guy right here. All right. All right, so we're going to roll with it. You know, all right. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and move this down here. Okay, we're going to select this guy right here. Okay. We're going to duplicate that. Okay. And we're going to move him. Move. Thank you. All right. And what we're going to do is we're going to put two of those turrets right in here. Okay. That's what we're going to do. All right. Let's just kind of move it back a little bit. That looks like that might be pretty good right there. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and click right here and move that little guy. All right. Now we're fine tuning it, folks. All right. Let's move that right in there. We're going to kind of, yeah, that should work. All right, now let's turn it sideways like that, and then we'll have to adjust it like this. All right, now we'll have to move that like that, and then we're going to copy. Well, we're going to duplicate it. Shit. And whenever you duplicate it, don't move your cursor. Just automatically left click. Don't move your cursor because then it'll cause the move all wanky. And then we're going to do that right there. We need to take both of these two down just a little bit. Right there. Okay. All right, so the down is this one right here. No. I keep forgetting which one's up and down. That's in and out. Nope, that's the up and down. Okay. It's the Z axis. Like I said, I keep forgetting, guys. Sorry. All right, so we want to make that. All right, and then this one moves it back and forth, and then this one moves it in and out. Okay, so in and out, we want the same. Copy. Paste. Okay, and then this one, copy, and then paste. Okay, perfect. All right, so there's those two. And now we want to do the same thing over here with this guy. All right, we want to right click on him and we want to duplicate object, and then we don't want to move our cursor or nothing, and we just want to left click. Okay, then when we do that, then we can go ahead and move over here. Okay, now what we can do is we can take this guy right here, copy, go down here, and paste, and then put a minus sign in front of that. Okay, then we can go back up to here, copy, paste, then go back up here, copy, paste. All right, so now because this object is actually symmetrical, okay, then what we want to do is we want to go ahead and move a little thingy over. We want to go ahead and right click, duplicate object, left click, and then just basically go to this one right here, and let's double check. We need which number is moving. It's the Y number. So we want to go up here and we want to grab this number and copy it down to this number right here. Okay, which is the Y axis. Okay, and then that's it. Okay, so those are mirrored from these two right here. So that's those weapons right there. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and select our model, and we're going to go ahead and export this model just like so. Okay, shit, I made a boo-boo. Who can tell me what kind of boo-boo that I made? Anybody? Okay. So the original weapon is this one and this one. Okay, so now we got to go in here and name these going with 2, 3, 4, and 5. My bad. All right, now let's export the model again. The mesh. Cancel, because I was fixing to make a boo-boo again. All right, let's go ahead and select this bad boy right here. Okay, make sure that we got the actual model itself selected. Okay. All right, there we go. All right, now let's export this bad boy again. Okay, we'll get it, guys. We'll get it. Maybe. Okay, we're waiting for this message to come up right here. It says finished right there. See? Excuse me. All right. So let's go ahead and minimize that down. Okay. We're going to move this right here. And then we're going to kind of bring it up right there to where we can easily transition between the both. All right, so let's go into our entities folder. And let's go and find the trader, colony capital, that guy. All right, colony capital ship. Trader, colony, capital, ship, unit. That's going to be the entity file that we need right there. Okay. All right. Now we're going to go down here to our weapons. Section of the folder or file. Wow. Did I like just scroll right on past them bad boys and just didn't even see it, or what's going on? Does this thing like not have no weapons in it or something all of a sudden? What's going on? I know it's got weapons. Ah, here we go. Haha, we found them. All right, let's see here. Weapons. All right, now got to go back to our blender real quick. And we know that we had weapon 0, 1, 2, 3. Oh, those are totally completely different weapons. This is the ones we were looking at. We have this one, and that one was the 2 toppers. Those are the original ones. So now we need we need 4 more, and it needs to be 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so that's what we're making a reference to. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to, I'm going to zoom that down a little bit so I can see it. Auto defense cannon. We need child period PD turret mount. All right, child turret medium. That's going to be that guy right there. All right, PD. There we go. See, PD point defense. All right, so we right here. We're going to mark our little beginning of our new section of the file. Come on, Mark. There you go. Okay. There we go. All right, and we're going to go ahead and mark this one. Okay, that way we have an idea of where we're at. Then we want to select from open bracket to closing bracket with the comma. We're going to control copy. Then we're going to come right here. After the comma, we're going to hit enter. We're going to bring our cursor right back over here. We're going to control V to paste. We're going to scroll down a little bit. We're going to do that. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, now starting with this one, we know this is going to be 5. See, we need a total of 1, 2, 4. So we're going to change this one to 5. We're going to scroll up to this one. This is going to be 4. Okay. We're going to scroll up to this one. This is going to be 3. And then this lovely little guy right here is going to be 2. And see, we're back in where we need to be. All right, so we're going to go ahead and annex that off right there, just like that. All right, now here's where the fun begins, because now you're fixing to swap back and forth between Blender and Notepad++, okay? So now we click on this bad boy right here. All right, now what's going on with this stupid thing? What are we doing here? That is not what we're wanting. I'll get it here in a second, guys. That's not what we're wanting either. That's not what we're wanting either. I don't know if I hit a button, hit a key, or some dumb, stupid something. And remember, I hadn't quite finished how to work Blender yet. Outliner? Nope, not you. Properties? Okay, orientation default. Okay. All right, I need to know where this guy is. Okay, what I need it for? Render properties, output. Is that it? Give me just a second, guys. I'll sort my life out. There we go, right here, object. There we go, we found it. It's going to be this little guy right here. I knew it was one of these buttons. All right, so, all right, now we're going to do things a little bit different now. Remember, you start with this one, and then go back up to that one. It's just the way it is, guys. All right, so now we're at number 2. So we're going to select this. We're going to look over there, and it's going to be the Y, so it's going to be 181 period 52. Okay, and then the next one's going to be -26 period 736, and then the last one's going to be 42 42.375. Okay. Now, we know we copied these from weapon 1. Okay, so let's go back over here. Weapon 1, we're on basically the left side of the ship. See, the left side or the driver's side. Okay, and we copied this from level 1. However, see that's on the other side of the ship. So let's select this one. All right, so that is going to be mount 0, okay? So go back over to the entity file, go up to mount 0 right here, and then just click this right here, copy, go back to mount 2, and just paste that in there, okay? That's going to give you the same orientation as this weapon right here, okay? We want to do that for also mount 3 as well, okay? Since we're already here, all right, mount 3, see, 3, 3, okay. Now, we'll go ahead and enter our coordinates now, which is the Y, which is 208, period, 33. Okay. And then negative 26, period, 736. Okay. And the last but not least, 4242.375. Okay, now we are on weapon 4. Okay. So weapon 4, we need the direction of this one. So if you remember, that was weapon 1 right here, mount 1 for the PDL. So let's go up here to let's just tick this right here so can easily mark it because we're on number 4. So let's go up here to mount 1, I think is what I said. Yes. All right. Now, if you noticed, these numbers are just a little bit different. Not much. Not much. This number, this will make it go left or right, depending on if it's negative or positive. All right. But anyhow, it's just easier just to copy it like this. So we want to go ahead and copy both of these since we already have them here. Okay. Bam. Look at that. All right. Now we'll go back up to number 4. And we'll go over here to number 4. And we're getting those numbers right there. Okay. All right. Now, that is 208, period, 33. Okay. And then that's negative 26.736. And, you could copy or whatever from this and that one and all that stuff. But if you do it individual like this, the chances of you making a mistake is far less likely. Okay. Negative 42.375. All right. Now we're going down to number 5 right here. All right, let's go to number 5 right here. We already copied our direction. That's the way the weapon's facing in the game. All right, so let's go ahead and finish these numbers up right here. All right, so that's going to be a 181, period, 52. Okay, that beautiful bad boy is going to be negative 26.736. And then last but not least, negative 42.375. All right. Now, I think that's all we're going to do for right at the moment. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and kind of scroll down a little bit further down here, and let's see how much, for testing purposes, we're going to change the cost of how much it's built and stuff like that for testing purposes, if I hadn't already done that. Okay, and I'll show you how to do that. See, I already done it. All right, so max ship component count. You know what? Let's make that 8 just for shits and giggles and see what that does. Because I wanted to. Let's go ahead and mark that so we'll know. All right, so I already made that to where it's good for test purposes. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and Control S. Then we're just gonna minimize this bad boy right here. You know what? Before we do, let's just double check, make sure nothing else is selected but just the model. Let's go ahead and just export it again just to make sure, because now everything should match. The entity, the mesh, and I'm not sure what this whole texture business is, guys. I'll just have to sort that out later on and see if I can't figure that out. So let's go ahead and minimize this. Okay, now, if your game takes a little bit to start up, remember, we changed the mesh. We exported it a half a dozen times and all that stuff. So, you know, it might... I'm going to go ahead and uncheck dev settings. I'm going to get a sip of this coffee while that's loading up. Well, the whole reason why I wanted to uncheck dev settings is to hopefully skip all that. I'll figure out why it's doing that. It might be because of the mod. Alright, let's go ahead and load this bad boy up and see what we got. How about it? Alright, so let's go ahead and build one of these lovely beauties. Alright. So, see, the textures are showing. Alright, so look at there. See our little pew-pews? Alright, let's go ahead and pause it. Do. See, there's a little pew-pews right there. Okay. And then over here are the other little pew-pews. I'm trying to orientate this thing. The struggle's real. Alright, so let's take this bad boy over to the fight. And let's just throw him over here. Who knows? Okay. Speed it up. Get us over there. Come on. All right. Perfect. All right. Well, I slowed it down so we can see what the weapons do. That's some really, really, really good coffee.
Let's get there safe and sound.
Alright, so they're doing what they're supposed to be doing.
It'd be risky with these passengers aboard.
Alright, now you can come back and limit the arc and all that stuff. You absolutely can limit that later on. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and put it on normal speed. Alright, so it's going broadside because this ship always turns broadside. And if you don't want your ship turning broadside, you can absolutely fix that in the entity file. we're seeing the arcs and stuff like that. So alright, so if you want to change your arcs on firing, well, I'm going to show you how to do that. You would absolutely go back up here to the files. Let's see, PDA turret. Alright, so this is your left and right, okay? So we're going to change that to 60, 60. We're going to change that to 65, okay? So what we're going to do to speedline this process is we're going to copy that, and we're just going to put it on these last four, okay? And I'll show you what happens. 3, 4, 5, so I need number 2 also. Alright, and we'll go ahead and save that, okay? Alright, now I wonder if I can edit settings file. Can I edit settings file? I want to edit it. It won't let me edit it. Oh well. There's a way you can shut the warnings off and stuff like that. I usually don't do that because the warnings give you very valuable information. Okay. And I don't remember the commands to spawn a bunch of enemies into the game off the top of my head. And set it to where they have invulnerability, meaning that they would sit there and just shoot each other and never stop following him. I was wondering why my camera kept going. Alright, let's see, that looks like it's closer, maybe. Alright, let's go.
Found a colonizable planet.
Alright, so that's only 2 people there. Okay. Get over there. Let's see what this planet has.
We're underway.
Well, let's just go ahead and send it over there. And we'll see what those weapons do. Now, let's go ahead and speed it up.
All hands.
Alright, now I'm going to pause it for just a second. These weapons, they should not be turning completely over into the wall like it was earlier. Same thing on this side. They shouldn't be turning into this wall, and they shouldn't be turning into that wall. Okay? We are absolutely going to find out, because we're going to set this guy to go over here. These guys automatically come over here, so let's go ahead and unpause it, and we want to put it on some slow-mo, because we want to see the arc of these weapons. These are all going to fire and stuff like that, because they're not going to hit nothing. They're not going to, what's the word I'm looking for? They're not going to glitch into or clip. Clip, that's the word I'm looking for. They're not going to clip into the thing. Now, we can absolutely put some weapons up here to see. These here hadn't moved just yet. Alright, so now they're targeting. Alright, see how they're turning. They shouldn't turn at a 90. See how that's as far as these are going to turn. Okay. Yep, that's as far as these weapons right here are going to turn. See how this is turned 90? Well, they can't turn 90 in order to shoot him directly behind, because they're out of the far, so they're not even going to worry about targeting the enemy anyhow. Now, however, if we took and turned the ship around like so, then that ship, if you look at this turret right here, see now they're targeting, but that's as far as that they're going to turn and target. Okay, does that make sense? So since the turret system's actually really, I'm really impressed with it, guys. I really am. Okay, you just gotta practice it and see what works and all that stuff. So we're gonna bring this bad boy all the way around, because now we're gonna check, see how far they'll turn toward the front. And the only way to do that is to get them targeting this other ship. And we'll know whenever they get out of target, because these weapons turn straight to the side and they won't fire no more. See? Now these weapons should pick up on this side. Alright, so that's actually a pretty good angle that we have right there, guys. Excuse me. So what we're going to do is we're going to run over here to this, and that's the angle right there. So 60 for that is a really, really good angle on that. What I think that I want to do is I think that I want to put one of these big turrets right here on the bottom, there and there, and also right here and right here. Yes. So I want to put a couple of these. I want to put one of these there, and then up here and up here. Okay. I think that would be a really, really good placement for those. And then what I think I want to do, oh, I went over there to OBS instead of in-game. My bad. What I think I want to do is I want to bring a couple of these, one on each side of the front right here, where they're hanging from right here and right here, and then one of these right here, just right here in the middle, so we have forward-facing weapons. And let's see. I think that right there would absolutely get us right there on this ship. So, but guys, it's 2 a.m. in the morning right here on my time, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this stream here, and we're going to have a little recap. So we learned how to create our own local mod. We learned how to move some assets from the base game folders over into our mod folders. Okay. And then we added some more weapons to another ship again. I don't know why it's not wanting to show the graphics. I will try to figure it out. But we've seen that it still is working, even though it's not showing the textures. I'm pretty sure I just hit some type of shortcut key or some silliness on the keyboard, not paying attention or whatever, and that's why it doesn't show the graphics like it should. I don't know why, guys. You know, it is what it is. I honestly, I don't know what I did. Outliner properties, asset browser, spreadsheet preferences. No. Outliner. Okay. What is this? View layer, view scenes. No. Library overrides. No. Data API. No. Scenes, view layer. What is this? What does this do? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. Mhm. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, guys, I still haven't looked at all this stuff. So see, now I done something. Oh, there we go. View layer. Um, view show active. I don't know. There's the that view. Yeah, I don't know. Um, rendering. UV editing. See, there's a text right there. Um, see, I mean, there's that actual texture and the UVs right there. I just don't know why it's not showing them. Yeah, that's where you would actually make the textures for your model. Um, I had to have hit something um to mess up where it shows them and stuff like that. But either which way, it's still working. Here's the wireframe view of it, which that comes in handy. Like if you're really wanting to just, you know what? Let's kind of give you a little show. Like if you're wanting to sculpting, there it is. All right, sculpting. Okay. Now if you're wanting to sculpt, uh, this is where these views will come in handy for you. Okay. I'll show you here in just a second. All right, so let's get out of wireframe. See how that's distorted? And there's all kinds of ways you can actually sculpt and stuff like that. So, like if we wanted to, uh, let me find the select. Uh, let's see, modeling select. Like if we wanted to take this off right here, you could just, let me move this around like so. Okay. And then you could just delete the vertices. Uh, and just uh, let's see. Do 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 do. Now you see how it's actually started to delete some of that model right there. Okay, but anyhow, we're not going to save this. But guys, like I said, it's 2 a.m. my time. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. And guys, if you have any questions and all that stuff, feel free to throw them down in the comment section. And we're going to leave this right here because we're going to add more weapons on it. But I'm going to put this right here in the description of the video after I end the stream and all that stuff like I told y'all I was going to do. So guys, everybody have a good morning and happy gaming, and we'll catch you in the next stream.